right, this is going to be a one-on-one conversation right there. So, how GCCs are playing a role in creating edge and IoT platforms for parent organizations is what they're going to be talking in. I would want you to bring in some good round of cheer as we welcome Rupesh Punjani, the partner Deloitte India, who will be in conversation with Nilesh Samant, the senior R&D manager for digital transformation, Knorr-Bremse. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rupesh and Nilesh with all the warmth and good appreciation. Gentlemen, over to the two of you. Let's get talking.
So good afternoon, everyone. And after a wonderful session from Shweta and Ashtoshan and the entire team, we are here with a bit of tech capsule. I mean, how GCCs are shaping the centers and becoming more innovation centers rather than just technology centers, right? So Nilesh, along with me, we are going to spend, and this is going to be a very crisp session. I'm seeing already 9.5 minutes, but we are not going to take that much as well, right? So GCCs, I mean, Nilesh, we know like the way manufacturing industry is taking leaps and bounds, integrating IT and operational technologies like SCADA, MES, also IoT and edge computing, and especially your center like locomotive braking systems, sensor detections, and controlling the stem. How do you see GCCs are taking this particular leap, taking the adoptions, specifically when it comes to IoT and edge computing space? Because I know Knorr-Bremse as a center is doing a lot of first of a kind use cases. Yeah.
Thanks, Rupesh, and thanks for giving me this platform. As you said, I am representing Knorr-Bremse, and it's a locomotive or rail industry. If you look at rail from a distance, I think you will see mainly metal and mechanical stuff, and probably it would be difficult for you to comprehend that edge and this IoT kind of technologies are being put in there. So let me take a real life example what we are doing now right away. So a few years back, there was a railway accident in UK. And after analysis, they found that the accident was because of one of the, so it had around say 100 dabbas, what we call, and one of the dabba had its wheel locked, but it was not realized for quite some time, around say 50 kilometers it was dragged, and because of that the friction caused fire and it derailed the train. It's a real life scenario. So the UK government opened this challenge for industries and asked them to come up with solutions. So we partnered with one of the company in UK called as VTG, and we are putting edge technology to identify these kind of anomalies happening in locomotive. We have already installed say around 100 of these intelligent units already in UK. So these units have already started sending data to our data center, where we real time we can identify if those components are working correctly or not, and if not, we can send immediate notification to it. So basically, these technologies are enabling locomotive industry significantly. This platform is already available, and something similar could be done on other subsystems as well. So like wheels, we could do something like that on say heat and ventilation, if it is operating correctly or not. Now it is very chilly, but if we have a IoT enabled heat and ventilation, maybe we can operate it even more efficiently.
Oh, perfect. I think we are here to talk about now the era of cobots, right? Collaborative bots working alongside humans, right? So that brings me that apart from IoT, edge computing, like the era of AI and ML, none of us can remain privy to it. We have to leverage AI use cases. So coming to a bit of touching upon AI, how Knorr-Bremse is using AI and generating from like normal traditional RPA to AI to agentic AI, and now talking about industry 5.0 and then 6.0, where we're talking about autonomous bots. How can you share some insights that in your entire journey of creating IoT platforms, which is actually collecting data from disparate systems like sensors, braking systems, SCADA, and MES, AI is playing a role, and with some use cases, yeah.
Again, means the same example I just discussed, I would elaborate it further. So if you see that yeah, when you have multiple subsystems sending their data, say every second, say you are getting it from locomotive, you are getting it from ventilation, doors, and some other subsystems. It's a huge amount of data, and it is giving you different types of information every second, and it's quite difficult for a common, like a normal human being, to analyze all this data and come up with a right set of results out of it. So in these kind of scenarios, it's hardly we have any choice but to rely on AI/ML models to analyze this data. And trust me, many a times we surprise ourselves as well that what kind of results we get out of it. So analysis of this huge amount of data in multiple span of activities, it's very important that we use AI/ML kind of technologies. So analysis of data is one way we are using AI. But on another side, actually, we are using AI to enable our engineering staff to increase their efficiency. I think we touched upon value addition from GCC, and we see AI as one of the enablers, one of the tool to provide our engineers to increase their efficiency and deliver more out of what efforts they are putting in.
And especially some use cases you're already using in testing the use cases and testing of the actual devices that like when we visit Knorr-Bremse, obviously you see a lot of devices you are testing it. So what's the role of AI that's
Yeah. So what we are doing is we are looking at probably all the development life cycle activities in product development, be it on software, mechanical, or hardware, and we are evaluating how we can use AI to do the same thing more efficiently.
Right.
So there are two ways to look at it. Means rather than looking at path breaking AI technologies and path breaking new platforms, what we think that incrementally increasing the efficiency of the same tools, same processes will bring more results, and that's what we are focusing on.
Superb. No, I think that's something which all of us, as the part of the GCC community, we aspire to. Talking about the journey, right? And that I am seeing top of the hour. So, talking about the journey, would you like to share that the way you started your journey from creating an IoT or edge platform, and then infusing AI, from becoming a GCC Knorr-Bremse GCC Tech Center to a GCC Innovation Center out for the parent HQs, right? So, how your experience and your evaluation of team has been, right?
So we started our journey around 15 years back, and at that time it was a cost center to say. Typically, the first idea to start it was a cost center. But over the period of time, I think rather than cost, our headquarters is looking at value. They are looking at taking more and more responsibility, direct responsibility in India. Increasingly, they are looking at more increase in headcount. But more than headcount, I think responsibility is what I would focus on. And in order to discharge those responsibilities, I look at AI as one of the see, basically it is a good convergence of additional responsibilities and having some tool like AI to discharge those responsibilities.
Oh, perfect. I think we have had the session across the day on smart cities, smart infrastructure. We also spoke about the talent converging into and using the AI. And obviously, this particular session, we wanted to touch more on how we can use IoT, edge computing in the manufacturing sector and touch day-to-day lives, including the touch base of AI. So thanks, Nilesh. In fact, really inspiring to see, some of the unique use cases that we are using it. So going forward, when we travel to locomotives, we'll obviously talk about usage of IoT and edge computing frameworks that you guys are developing. So once again, thank you, and thanks to the audience. We are right on time, giving back one more minute. Yeah, so I hope we'll get a good price because of saving 1 minute. Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
thank you again. Yeah.
Please have the Puri mic. All right. Thank you.